Hey guys, and welcome back to Everything DIY. Today we're going to be replacing the side or passenger motor mount in our Mazda 3. Now, a blown motor mount can be quite a common problem in these vehicles because these have hydraulic fluid in them and the sacks are somewhat easy to burst. Don't worry, it's a quick and easy fix. The easiest way to tell if you have a blown motor mount is that you'll see some of the hydraulic fluid on the side here, or another way to tell is if you may be having some more vibration inside your car, and that's a good way to come out and just check on it. These tend to last about 50,000 miles or so. So once you fix it, no worries, you're good to go for a while. If you're interested in seeing how we do this, stay tuned. For the first step, we're going to roll under and remove the under tray. To remove it, we're going to unfasten the 7 bolts that hold down the under tray. So the reason we remove the under tray is so that we could put a support under the engine as we're removing the motor mount. Now we're going to go ahead and push this up. If you have a piece of wood, that's ideal to support as a barrier between the oil pan and the lift. Just some support, it doesn't need to be lifted very high. Now that we have the engine safely supported, we can start the removal process of the motor mount. First, we're going to be taking off the coolant reservoir. We're going to tell you now because it's kind of hard to film, but in order to get the reservoir off, you have to pull this plastic piece up over the metal piece here, and then you're going to do the same with this one. So to do this, I'm going to grab my screwdriver, wedge it between the two pieces, the plastic and the metal. Now that the mount is visible, you can actually see the fluid that I was talking about earlier, so you definitely know that it's time to change this. Now we're going to remove these pre-loosened 17mm bolts. Do this slowly and make sure your engine doesn't shift. If it does, just reposition below for support again. Okay, just to be clear, we had pre-loosened all of those bolts before we removed the last two, so make sure you do that as well. Now I'm going to remove these other 2 bolts here. Not yet. There we go. Now to remove the motor mount, you're going to want to wiggle it out of place, but we found what really helped us was pushing the engine up just a little bit more so that it popped out of it was kind of down in there really tight, so doing that really helped us. Now I'm just going to take this on out. You see this ground wire here? Some of you may actually have it bolted on to your motor mount, so you're just going to want to unbolt it and take it off for the meantime. Now for the installation, we're going to slide this back into position. Okay. Now we're going to replace these nuts. We're not going to torque them down, we're just going to make them snug for now. Now we're going to replace these bolts. You may need to move the engine a bit in order to make it in the right spot. Again, we're going to just make these snug. We're not going to torque them down just yet. Remember, we're not going to torque these down just yet, just make it snug. Now we're going to torque the nuts down to 40 foot-pounds. And the bolts are going to be torqued down to 65 foot-pounds. Now we're going to lower the engine, make sure nothing shifts or loosens. Now that we verified everything is tight, we're going to replace the coolant reservoir. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Obviously, you're going to want to make sure you put the under tray back on, but other than that, you should be good to go. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more from us, subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to leave them below. We'll see you in our next one. Bye.